Hello, hello, hello. So, I am back to show you the new TBBP animations that Ed2Cool2 did for us. I think, just looking at the description and the size, I think basically they have recreated the same thing, or at least they're trying to. I still have the old one, and I'm going to hold on to that in case we need to take a look at it. I've turned off Morgan Helsing's mod that I'm probably going to use in the future. I've turned back on the XP32 skeleton. Now, I don't know how these two things come up to almost 4 megabytes, and that's only 2, and yet it seems to do everything. Maybe it doesn't do everything I think it does. It doesn't have the spinny idle animation, so maybe that's what's missing. But nonetheless, I'm not sure how that works, but it seems to be working, and I am going to try it for a while, and we'll see what happens. But so far, I wanted to show you this to see if this works. I still am holding on to the old one. If we need to make a comparison, we'll do that. I got lucky in that the Ed2Cool2 did not name their file the same as this. A lot of times people end up using the same name, and I would have to have lost that. But in this case, we did not. So, let's, now this is, it's going to bark at us here. It's going to reload, and it's going to fuss because I turned off Morgan Helsing's mod, but we want to try this new TBBP animations and see if it is a good replacer. Now, it is going to have the spinny idle. I turned off all my other animations because I was using the Fiona idle, and I was using the dual sun animation. There's the bark I was expecting. I have done a reset, but I just didn't go in, and sometimes I go in and I do like a kind of a pre-test, but this time we're just going to jump in and see what happens. If it crashes, then we'll deal with it. Alright, so here she is, and she's already doing the spinny idle thing. We don't even really have to do anything. Yep, and she's got the wobbling, jiggling. So you can see that. So that looks like that's the same as the old mod for what she's doing. However they recreated that, it's not really any of my business, and I don't mind. So this looks correct. So it looks, when I say it looks correct, it looks the same as it was. I don't see any significant difference. She's still doing the walk, and she still has the animation. Yeah, on the booty too. So, that's really all I know to look for here. So everything looks like it's there, the same as it was before. So I don't see any issues with this. As far as it being the same as it was. So if you wanted to use this one instead of the old one, which, is now kind of defunct, you should be in good shape to do this. And I really think, though, for my purposes, the Morgan Helsing one is going to be the better one because it doesn't have the spinny idle, and I won't need the extra idle animation. And my girls will stand there. Is that pose the best pose? I don't know, but it's a decent pose, and it works well enough. For when you're standing around idle, I'm not that particular. So, and we may look for some other idle animations, but I think this mod works exactly as promised. I guess, I guess I will call this, I'm not sure, I wasn't sure I was going to call this a spotlight, but I think I will, because this is something that this modder brought to us new to replace the old one, and I appreciate that. I should probably put Jade in a different bikini for the thumbnail picture so you'll know it's an actual different thing. I should have done that. Maybe we'll do that in a moment. But I just want to bring the mod back up and show it to you. It's got a different picture. And this modder also says not to use their XP32 skeleton because they have a version of the BBP built into it, but that version eliminates all animations. So it doesn't. If if you remember, we did a show on that, and it does eliminate the animations. So it's TBBP animations. It's the same file size, near as I can tell, almost exactly. The description is a good description. Basically, and this mod was made due to the one that was on BNet being taken down for unknown reasons. Well, I can tell you why it was taken down. I read the modders post about it. They took down a bunch of their stuff because they didn't want their kids to see where they had done these skimpy things and all that. You know how it is. So for some people, they have kids, and over time they kind of change their mind about things, and they kind of back off certain things, and I understand that. As I've grown older, I have changed and gone through different changes as well. A lot of this stuff does not, I don't know, doesn't bother me. As you know, I have certain limitations myself that I don't want to. It's not that it offends me, it's just that I don't want to get into those types of shows, because then it just affects a lot of things, because then that affects how I do things on YouTube. And I don't want to do, like, you know how MXR is doing right now. He does these shows, and a lot of stuff is either blurred or blocked, and then it's opened up on Patreon so that you can go there and see the unfiltered or whatever. And I don't want to go through all that. I would rather just go ahead and do what I can do and show things the way they are. If something occasionally happens, I don't worry about it. I just let that go and deal with it as needed. So anyway, but anyway, that person, it was going to bother them for their kids to see this stuff that they had done, so they're taking it down. So that's their business. Unfortunately, as I mentioned in a previous episode, I think it's sad that we're kind of at the mercy of everybody, you know, when it comes to things like that. It's just luck that I still have that there. Nonetheless, I think I can safely get rid of that. I think this one does a fine job. I'm not seeing any issues. It does the little bit that's asked of it. It's got the jiggle wiggle. And let's see. Let's give her a slightly different color, because I'll do a different picture for the. We'll do black. Oh, is black going to show up good? I don't know. Black doesn't always show up as good in the pictures. We need something kind of bright. Okay, that'll do. Anyway, yep, you can see the Jolly Rogers are shaking. Anyway, you get the idea. This is the same old silly stuff. So, alright. That is the new TBBP animations. And it's the same size. It's under 2 meg. Was there anything else to really say? It seems to do everything the old one did. So I still think you're safe to go ahead and use the new one. You might want to test it first, since you can do like I'm doing and try it out first. But I'm going to say you might want to check out Morgan Helsing's too. Now, mind you, I've not played with either of these long term yet, but the Morgan Helsing one doesn't have the spinny idle, so you wouldn't need extra mods. That one mod would take care of. Let me get here and I'll show you. So I hate to make that recommendation on this spotlight, but I have to, because it's true. This one mod would take care of this mod and that mod, and if you're like me, I have Fiona idle down here and that. So that one mod would basically eliminate 3 mods for me. So I'd be trading 1 for 3, which is a pretty good deal for me. So now I lost my mods. That's because of that stupid image issue. That's another thing. Bethesda could do a little better job on some of this stuff. Alright, I'm grumping again. Nonetheless, that's the new TBBP animations. Ed, too cool too. And we should thank that modder for doing this. That was very nice of them to take time to put this out here. And that way the original modder is in the clear, and we have something that is basically the same thing and works. Okay? Alright, and remember that you still need XP32 if you use that one. Now, if you use Morgan Helsing's, you don't. But if you use this one, you have to have this skeleton, okay? Don't forget that. You should always have this skeleton anyway, unless you use this, because it has that skeleton in it. So, that's the new exception. Used to, I said, always have this, but now you do have the option of having this one instead. Alright. I think I've rambled on enough about that. So, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. And I will catch you later.